What's good, superstars? Back with another VV video. You got Superstar Joe, you got Superstar Hinano, Superstar D, and Superstar Manu in the house. How's it going, guys?
Good.
We lost him. Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Come back.
Oh, that's it. We're taking over.
Oh, that might be the biggest beatdown I've ever received on the show. Thank you guys for coming on the channel. Obviously, got lots of discussion to have with you guys, and we'll let everybody know who you guys are. But I wanted to show off my shirt. As you can see, it is from Hawaii. It was given to me, gifted to me from this wonderful family at Christmas time. So greatly appreciate it. It matches the vibe, obviously, right? We got the hats.
Highly.
Me and Manu are matching hats right now. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one for sure. If you haven't already, don't forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit that bell notification so you know whenever we post with great guests like Hinano, D, Manu, all of them in the building. And it's going to be a fun one today. I'm still out of breath after that. You can also become a superstar VIP, $2.99 a month. Hit the join button underneath the video. You get a star next to your name. We got 2 of them in the building right now. Also, drop spreadsheets, price prediction sheets, buys and sells, advertise buys and sells for you guys if you'd like. First dibs on merch and star in the universe. End of the month, we're getting there. So we're like 5 days away from another superstar in the universe, in the superstar constellation. If you want to follow us, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and these are a bunch of them, not up to date because your boy has been busy. Speaking of the people on the channel, you guys have seen the real Hinano on Twitter for sure. He's very involved, member of the community, as is his wife, D1 and only. So definitely, please go give them a follow, and I'll let you know why. They've started a podcast. All right, so if you guys are into that, it's great for. They have video, but it's also something you can listen to when you're driving to work. It's called the Real Uncommon Podcast, and they've already done 2 episodes. And I'm enjoying it. Like, this is really, really different type of content to what I'm used to listening to on YouTube or watching on YouTube. And I'm going to let you guys explain what it's about. So why don't you guys go over that, and I'll pull up the YouTube channel, which it's new, 4 subscribers. So go blast these guys and subscribe to their channel because this is amazing what they're doing.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for having us on. It's you're the first mainstream VV content creator to invite us. So really appreciate you having us on the channel. And hello to the fam who's watching. We love you all. We had a lot of good community feedback from the podcast, and we're just ecstatic that you folks like the content. And stay tuned for more. But to try to get into the origin of the podcast, we went to DCon back in November. We met Joe and Rob and, the entire VV fam. And so we had such a good time with everybody. And we met a bunch of people we didn't even realize was in the project. And then we found out they had Twitter. And so when my wife and I was sitting at the airport ready to come back to Hawaii, we thought to ourselves, wow, we had such a good time. We want to do something to where we continue having that good time, continue having that conversation. So we decided that we wanted to start something for the new year together as a husband and wife team. And we came up with a podcast. Now, the name of the podcast, it kind of comes after the uncommon comics in VV, where they're not really liked too much, or maybe not really liked is the wrong phrase, more of overlooked. So the Real Uncommon Podcast is how that formed for that name. And it's mainly because when we went to DCon and we met all these people, we realized that, well, we haven't seen them in the spotlight. Normally, you only see like 25% of the VV fam in the spotlight. And that 25% is just as cool as the 75 other percent. But we wanted to bring out the 75% out of the shadows. And so that's what the podcast is all about. We want to bring in ground level users, into the spotlight. I mean, right now, I'm a ground level user on the Superstars channel, and I'm nervous, guys. I'm not gonna lie, but
you're killing it. Keep going.
I'm here, and I want to prove to everybody that not only can I do it, you can do it too. A year ago, I was literally watching these guys on YouTube, and now I'm on YouTube. We have a podcast, so we wanna try to get the community involved. We want to give the community a voice. Whether you want to come on and talk story, where you want to come on and like promote a project, or when you want to come on because you need help, because maybe maybe you feel like you're not getting any help from anybody. That's pretty much what the podcast is about in a nutshell. Anything to add, Dee?
Yeah, just basically like, so here in Hawaii, when we get together with friends and families, or even like if we just met you for the first time in our life, we have this thing about us, and people that live here. We just like to talk story with people, whether you're a stranger. We like to make people feel welcome, and that they can just share with us whatever they're comfortable with, share their stories, what they like, and just get to be friends with us. So we try to do that in our everyday life, or whenever we meet someone who may not have like friends or anyone to talk to, we try to be that person for them if we can.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, I really love the basis behind of the podcast idea. I love how you guys are giving voices to those maybe who people aren't familiar with their faces. Like, you see a lot of people covering you, Veve and HRO and all these, and it's a familiar faces. Maybe sometimes we'll bring on people that you might not have seen, but so far, I think your podcast, you've been bringing on people who've been prevalent in the Twitter community or in the Veve community, but maybe don't have that type of following or that type of media presence where what they look like, and it's always great to hear new opinions, and that's what I love so much about it. And you're giving the opportunity. So if you guys are out there and you guys, I see it in the comments all the time, you guys have opinions. Trust me, you guys have opinions, and you guys don't like each other's opinions, but your opinions are all valid at the same time. And that's kind of the basis behind our channel at the same time as well, is that we'll take comments that we receive and we'll turn that into a video. Maybe not necessarily having those users on the channel to do that. That's their thing now, right? But we'll definitely incorporate what you guys ask us. I mean, on Discord, that's where I'm pulling a lot of video ideas right now while Rob's been down and out. It's a great place because I get I see the banter. I'm like, these guys are going off against each other. That's a perfect topic. Let's bring it up because people are on different pages about it. So I love the fact that it's like the silent ones, I guess, or the ones who maybe people won't take them as serious because they don't have that check mark beside their name on Twitter or something like that. You give that voice to them, and your opinions are just as valid. Like Hinano said, 75% of people might not recognize, and it's true. Like at Decon, we knew who the creators were. We knew who we were going to see out of the creators, but we were overwhelmed by the amount of people who came up to us that we had no idea who you were or what you look like or anything, right? So
sorry, we were one of those people.
I had kind of an idea because I think Hinano had like a little bit of a picture kind of on his Twitter, but yeah, no, I mean it's something like we haven't had a long in-depth conversation until Decon, right? So I really like that you guys are doing the pod like this, and it's something for me that I enjoy to hear other opinions that aren't like I know what I'm gonna get from certain creators. Like I know who's gonna really like something, who's not gonna like it, what their strategies are now that they've been on the platform for a year or more. I kind of have an idea of how they're going to receive certain topics, or if they're going to be happy with Veve, upset with Veve, like that type of thing. But now I get to hear entirely fresh, new faces, and that's the great part about this podcast. So like very, very highly recommend. Subscribe over there. And he's also putting it up on Twitter right now to get some more exposure. That's where I found the first one. So yeah, why don't you have anything else to add, Hinano?
Yeah, can I add something real quick? Because I want the viewers to understand that we originally was just going to release on Twitter, and we wanted to do that. It's kind of like Twitter Spaces, right? If you want to be a part of Twitter Spaces, you got to be in Twitter. And we wanted to keep our podcast exclusive to that because that's where the majority of people know us. That's where the majority of our community actually resides and is in Twitter. And besides that, we also wanted to create a form of content that was different from everyone else. I mean, I know people are trying to do one-on-one interviews, and everyone's trying to get the community involved in this. I think another YouTuber, if you don't mind me saying, that is doing something similar, that, if anything, a template that we're following is K Collects. I watch her a lot. She probably doesn't know that, but I love what she's doing with ground level users. She's bringing them on her channel and interviewing them. So we wanted to do something similar, but a little different. We wanted to add a little bit of Hawaiian or Hawaii flair to that. It's kind of like what Delilah or Dee just said, where we like to talk story here, you know, and when we talk story, we can talk your brains off for hours. And so when you come on the pod, we want it to feel casual. We want it to feel like you're sitting right across of us in Hawaii, because we want you to feel how it feels like to have that experience, to talk with a bunch of Pacific Islanders. And we want you to feel comfortable. And we don't want to talk about the news. We don't want to talk about, you know, the daily VV news or anything like that. We want to talk about you. We want to tell a story, and we want to tell a story differently. If you notice, the podcast's different. We even add a little bit of background music into the film, mainly just to enhance the storytelling. I'm still working on it. You know, it's a work in progress, but I'll refine it. But that's just kind of the idea of the podcast there.
It's cool because you get to know the people, right? It's not just what do you love on VV. It's that I've heard so many backstories. You've only had 2 guests on, and I feel like I know these guys better than some of my friends, right? So you guys are doing a great job at the interview, all the questions. It's like you said, it's like you're hanging out in your backyard or something, and just had a meal, and now you guys are just sitting around and having a chat. That's how I feel, like, exactly that type of vibe. So it's calming. Like on the way into work, you know, I feel calm starting my day if I'm listening to that. So highly recommend it. Dee, I was talking to Hinano before you jumped on, and I said, how did you get your wife involved in VV and your whole family? I mean, me and Rob, we tried early on. There's video proof of our wives both on the channel, but that did not last so long. How has he managed to convince you to stick around this long? Why don't you go over a little bit of your story? Your
he gave me an ultimatum. No,
I bribed her.
You know, well, I guess when I was younger, growing with my brother, he was the one that used to collect comics and action figures and, you know, little cars and stuff. And I was always trying to get into his collection. He would tell me no. And so when I met Hinano, I knew he liked sci-fi and you know, collectibles and comics. Mm-hmm. And so he brought up VV, and at first I was like, yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I think this is like not even worth it. You're just selling stuff online. Like, you don't even own a thing in real life, like physically. And so the more he told me about it, he got me on the app, and yeah, I just kind of started off like I think it was in November of 2021. I got the app. I didn't really do too much with it until like December, where I got my first collectible. I don't even remember what it was. That's how long ago it was. And I think I sold it anyway. But yeah, the more he talked about it, I just kind of was like, okay, yeah, I'll just try it. And here we are.
So Manu, I have a question for you. Do you have a favorite collectible on VV?
It's
okay,
a Myrmicorno.
Myrmicornos.
Or a rabbit.
Or a labbit. There you go. I have a couple labbits and a couple Myrmicornos. So you like the same stuff as we do. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, so that's cool. I mean, the other thing, you mentioned that there's other YouTubers doing similar type of stuff like K Collections. I also was thinking about it. I think VV Magic also started doing some videos with some ground level users as well. So I want to give a shout out there because I've seen Jimbo Lee Lingo on there, who we met at DCon as well. Another, like I'm saying, these are the type of people we were meeting that we've seen your names on Twitter. We've seen it, but we didn't know your faces. And I love that part about your pod is how you're bringing the people together. So I know how much you just mentioned you love not talking about the news on your channel, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about the news on our channel. And we're going to have you guys sitting next to us, and I'm going to bounce it off of you guys. So I'm going to see what you guys think.
Go for it.
This is something that we love to do. So VV's Twitter, obviously today we had a prominent book, Amazing Spider-Man #2 dropping. Hinano, I know you're into the comic books. Did you go for the drop? How did it go? Did you play the secondary market?
I definitely went for the drop. I definitely got a big L. And I went straight into the market, and I watched a little bit to see, you know, market fluctuations, just to see what people were doing. And I noticed they were flooring a lot of the comics. So I bought, what did I buy? I bought a common, uncommon, rare, and ultra rare. I think I got my common for, I think 14.20 gems, something like that. Uncommon was like crazy. It was like maybe like 0.80 gems above box.
Wow.
So I bought one of those, and then I got the rare for 17 point something. I got it pretty cheap, and then I got the ultra rare for around 44 gems. And the last I looked, I think the ultra rare is at like 55 or something like that.
Is it
And mainly because I'm a
rebounding?
comic collector. I'm sorry, what?
Is it rebounding the comic? Have you seen?
No, I haven't looked since. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, look at you. You're doing
Oh, look
well.
at that.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the scarcity, Joe. I mean, the ultra rares got less editions than some of the older secret rares, so it just made sense, and the art looks good too. And like I said again, I'm a comic guy, so yeah.
Yeah. And Dee, did you go for the drop? Did you land anything?
Yeah, I went for the drop. I got an uncommon.
Nice. Yeah,
And I
that's what
kept it.
I ended up getting an uncommon on Tuesday. And then today I actually looked at the clock like 5 minutes after the drop. So I was like, then I played the secondary. I picked up a couple commons in the secondary. Just
Yes,
because
I went
like
on.
the art.
Sorry, I
Oh, go
went
ahead.
on the one on Tuesday, and I didn't get that one, but I got today's one.
There you go. So it all
Yeah.
balanced out. But yeah, it's nice to see the lower editions. Like I've been preaching that a little bit the last couple of weeks. I just feel like you cater towards the community that you have. We need to get back that word of mouth. I feel like promotion and positivity in the community. Obviously, I don't know if you've been on Twitter the last couple of days, but it's been absolutely negative city everywhere about the app. And that's why I'm saying, like, just get the people talking about how well they did, and even if you don't land the drop, bring that excitement back. Where if you do hit it, like you guys just mentioned, that's why these min runs are nice, because Hinano didn't hit, but D hit today, so it's kind of like bragging rights within the family, right? So you guys are like, I got it, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like,
And
oh, we all got it. It was looks like it's the right amount of mints for that type of comic. So
Yeah.
And what's strange is we're sitting right next to each other going for the drop, and our internet here is terrible right now. I'm making magic happen just so we can stream perfect for you. So
there
You
you
have to
go.
unplug a bunch of stuff.
There's antennas in the background, just like sticking out of the house.
there's a bunch of cables behind me. You can't
That's
see it.
an extender.
There you go. No, that's fun. And then we're gonna get this Oswald drop on Friday. Very mixed reviews. Myself, I'm having a hard time convincing myself to go for the drop based off market sentiment. I think it's a cool idea. I like the history behind it. I'm not the biggest fan of the 2 secret rares. I don't know. I don't know how you decide which one you want. I guess unless you want the whole set. But what are your thoughts on the drop on Friday? Or tomorrow?
Well, go ahead, T.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, for me, I don't think I'm gonna go for it. I think the rare that's animated should have been the secret rare, and just have just one rare and one secret. But that wasn't my choice, obviously. But so I'm not gonna go for it. I'll see what happens in the market after.
Yep. And I know. What do you think?
I'm kind of in the same sentiment with you. It's strange the way they did this drop with the pricing and having 2 secret rares, and I agree with D. They should have just had 1 secret rare and the other variant. And it's not Mickey. And I know there's avid Disney fans out there, and they're going to go for it. And I know there's avid Veve fans out there, and they're going to go for it. But it's not Mickey Mouse. Mm-hmm. And I think Mickey Mouse is a powerhouse, and that's what I want. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
We've seen.
I'm not going for it either.
I think you're convincing me now. I was gonna just do it just to do it, but I think what's it called? We've seen some Mickey Mouse drops not do the best, and that's the lead face of the company. Like, even though it's not FA sometimes, or whatever, regardless, like, we've gotten his colored versions. We've got Fantasia Mickey, which is one of the most popular. Like, they had an entire theme park with a hat after that character, and you got variations going below box price. So what makes me think that Oswald, who they just recently reacquired, and it looks like they're trying to push for their 100th anniversary, what makes me think that people who didn't ever hear this guy until right now, it's gonna make it do any better? So
well, it goes back to what you said.
Yeah.
It goes back to what you said in terms of the popularity of the character and all that stuff. Like no one really, or not really the popularity of the character, but like having people come into the app, right? I mean, right now we just have our core users and also the popularity of the character. Not a lot of people know the character, and we only have our core users. If we had like outside users that are avid Disney fans in here and they know of the character, I had no idea who Oswald was until they dropped their tweet. You know, I had no clue who that was. So I think it falls along those lines.
It's cool though that you're like, that's the one thing with Veve that I really enjoy, is that because they do have all this IP, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about new characters. You learn a lot about different IP that maybe you didn't watch as a kid. So I appreciate that, and what Vivi's doing there. I hope to see Corey able to put out a little bit more descriptions of. I'm not sure if he's working on the Medium articles or if he's planning something else. I know Alex said that there was some hiccups with his role with the licensors, but I'm hoping to see him back in action with his descriptions, because he was a wealth of knowledge, and I think that's one of the reasons they hired him, right? So I'm hoping.
Yeah, and he's sorely missed. He's very sorely missed in the community. I'm dying for a VV3 video, and that I know we won't get. So Veve, I'm just dying for a video. Let the man create.
Yeah, so. I know they got some licensing stuff to deal with, but I mean, I agree with you. We need to see some more Corey. All right, now I'm gonna pull up some fun stuff from our Twitter. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Ed today, but he has been going off with these animated. Now he's animating his pictures. So you get the little Mario vibes with Mr. Fantastic and
look at that. That's cool.
Groot. I retweeted a bunch of these because they were cool. Like he steps on a creeping Dero. So he's leveling up his creativity, which is really cool to see.
That's awesome.
Here's another one. You got Chucky, who's gonna win the VV 500 in my opinion. And look at him. He's just taking off in the DeLorean.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So definitely keep an eye out on Ed, because he's making some moves out here. Speaking of making moves, keep calm, stack on, the legend Hall of Famer got the juju again. 273 on the drop today. What a mint number. As you know, they hold back like 180 of these things. So that's pretty low of a comic. So congratulations to him. Sunday Buckets also was able to snipe in the secondary market a 616 of the Sandman comic. So that's the MCU universe, right? Yeah. So really, really cool to see him be able to get that. He's also a member of the channel. So, I mean, the juju, it's real. You got to just believe in it. And here's some more. This is more in your sci-fi range. And I know more from Ed, some Star Wars. And you got Chucky in the corner there. But cool. It's really cool. I like that stuff. Keep calm, stack on. He's showing off his membership 6 months and 24 days. So he's at that blue tier. His next tier is 1 year. So nice. Thank you very much for continuing to support the channel. Really appreciate it, and we'll try to keep bringing value to the members. I mean, we have a bunch of ideas. Obviously, I'm missing Rob here, but I'll do what I can myself, and then when Rob is back, we will get to our other things that we have planned. This was funny. This was in response to I think Alex and Crypto or Keep Calm Stack On. I heard or Sunday Buckets actually. This was responding to Sunday Buckets 616. Says I heard he has the superstar juju, and you can see she is shocked. So you guys can be the one.
The juju is real.
The juju is real.
today, Delilah got the juju. She hit that drop, and I mean, you need to have a little bit something in your corner sometimes to help on these drop days.
Yeah.
And that's it. Did you guys see my music video, by the way? My FA vocals.
Of course.
I'm waiting to sing karaoke with you one day. You know, next Decon, you and I are doing a duet.
I am down. We'll have to practice so that I can learn the words of
when
whatever we
iTunes.
do. But I think it'll be fun. I don't know when the next one will be. Is it going to be Anaheim again? Is it going to be somewhere else? I know they mentioned they might come to Toronto. I don't know. So we'll see where they bring us next. But that was one of the best parts of our journey so far, and that is also the reason why the video is titled the way it is. The best thing you can pick up on Veve, and I got two of them in the screen right here, and that is new friends and and great relationships, because this is something that even if everything goes to zero, like we're gonna maintain these relationships and hopefully
That's it.
be friends forever. I mean, we've had only great experiences with you guys, and almost like pen pals at this point. But I mean, it's been great getting to know your family. I know Rob has the same feelings. And it's you guys, it's everybody we met at DCon. Like we had such great conversations, no negativity, like in person. It was just people with similar goals and similar mindsets. And I think like we mentioned, that is the best part of this entire thing. So we get to enjoy our collectibles at the same time. But I mean, this community that's been built, it's something that we haven't seen before, something that makes us really bullish long term. And even if it doesn't work out, like I said, we have friends forever. So what do you guys think about the community aspect?
Well, I think you're 100% right, and I think I said that also in our previous pod as well, that everything could go to zero. I don't think it will, but it can. But the friendships that we made, the journey that got us to point A to point B, just having this conversation with you right now, it's priceless. Yeah. And you can't put a price on friendship and the families that you can make throughout the journey in your life. And that's what I love the most about this community. David, you like to call this our third place. Well, I find myself skipping out of my first and second place all the time to come to this third place to hang out with you guys, and whether it's on Twitter or the Veve Mates, which is a group that I started with, a whole bunch of other community members, or just like, doing the podcast and having people on and just talking story. I love it. I love this third place that we're in. And I really think we have more to come.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dee, what do you think about this? How's your experience been? I know that you were hesitant at first, as you mentioned, but has the community been part of the reason why you stick around, or is there one thing you really like about the community?
Yeah, I love the community, and after going to DCon and actually meeting people in real life, it solidifies that like the internet, the Web3 space, it's a place for us to meet each other, and grow our relationships with each other from like across the world, across oceans. So if that were ever to like just not work anymore, I think because of the relationships that we've made and created, I think that will still last even without all this technology. I would like to think.
And you know what is really cool, and back to your podcast, is that it doesn't have to be centered around Veve. Like you guys are talking about personal story, like you mentioned. So we're getting to know, like people are, I'll set aside time to listen to your podcast, even if you don't do one about Veve. Like that's the type of relationship that we have with you now, right? So we enjoy listening to the story and whatever you bring to the community. And I'm sure if we did a video that was based around something else, a bunch of people who watch our channel would probably watch that video just because they like to listen to maybe our thoughts on something. So I think regardless of what happens here, like you said, we will all continue to have this bond. And the really cool thing is like how it's people from everywhere and like all over the world. And I was surprised to see like the turnout at DCon, and not just from locals. Like it was from people from, I'm from Australia, I'm from Germany, I'm from Hawaii. Like I've been to Hawaii. That is a far flight for me to go there. Like it was, we split it up over a couple of days. Like it was.
We came by canoe.
Yeah. So you left 3 weeks ahead.
But, yeah. It was tiring.
But no, I mean, it's the thing that the fact that this Web3 space and like this connection that everybody has is drawing people from everywhere all over. Even if we're at like 5,000 active users, whatever it is, like the people aren't just from one isolated location. It's people from all over the world. So that's what makes me very bullish, is that it's something that people enjoy, and it's not just Western civilization. It's not just American. It's basically global. Yeah. So I think that's really, really cool. And it adds to that part of like that social, it's like a social network at this point. It's like it's almost its own social media, the ability to meet people and converse over your IP. And as they bring in more IP and they bring in sports, imagine when they bring in music, like people with all these different tastes, they're gonna come to that because they enjoy certain artists or certain players or teams. I think you're gonna get more and more of the same, and it's gonna be hard to keep up.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we got like a storm coming. It's not, you can't see it, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna show up. And to kind of touch back to what you're saying about this global reach that Veve has, you're right. I have video calls with people in the UK, in Switzerland, California, Canada. Right now we're having a call in Canada. And, if you asked me a year ago if I was going to do something like this, I would have said, you're crazy. I'm not going to talk to some stranger on the internet. Are you nuts?
Exactly.
And, he wasn't nuts. So, and now we're here. But to kind of go back to the podcast, it's related to this whole global reach is we really want to tell a story. We really want to show the Veve fam, and we want to do it in a way where it's not sterile. I don't want to be asking questions and then you respond to me. I want to feel emotion when we talk. And that goes back to talking story here in Hawaii. When we talk story here in Hawaii, we get emotional. We either get sad, mad. We even get like festive or anything like that. That's what I want. And so whenever you come on the podcast, I want you to feel like that you can open up. And that's why I want it to be different. I don't want it to be sterile. I want the conversation to be organic. It's amateur hour when you come and hang out at the Real Uncommon podcast, and it's designed that way to make you feel comfortable and to show the community or whoever's on the podcast that you and I are on the same level.
Yeah. No, I sorry. Go ahead.
And to touch on that note as well, when we were trying to come up with a name for it, we didn't want to be like tied down to one specific thing that we talk about. I mean, that's cool. Like people have their own thing that they're specific on a topic. But I was telling Hinano, like we met through Veve, so we all have that common interest. But for our podcast, like I said, I didn't want to be just like centralized on one thing. We wanted to expand to like basically anything that the person wants to come on and talk about. If they have things they want to promote, their projects, or they're having an issue that we can all lend a hand and support or help them in any way. That's what our goal is.
Yeah. So to touch on that, it really is the goal to bring light to the users and to support the users. We had a user last week. I don't want to mention that user's name, but they reached out to us for help because they've been locked out of their Veve account and they don't know what to do, and no one's responding to them. And so our podcast is open to people like that, respectfully, of course. I don't want you coming on and fudding or bashing. That's not what the platform's for. It's to give yourself a voice, to give the community a voice. And, if someone's not listening to you, we're listening to you. Yeah. And if someone's not going to help you, we will help you. Come find us. I mean, that's kind of like the Aloha spirit that we want to bring to this community. We want people to understand that that's how D&I, that's the type of people we are, and we're not looking for likes. We're not looking for likes. In fact, we weren't even going to tell anyone we had a YouTube channel. We were just going to be very quiet about it and just put stuff on there. If you notice, you can't comment on there. We don't have a lot of description because we want everyone to come to Twitter to view it. And you don't have to have a Twitter account to view the podcast. It's open public forum. Anyone can watch it. We have family and friends watching it as well from our side. But we want to do all that.
No, that's cool. I mean, we just recently, I don't know if we're talking about the same person or not, but we just recently had somebody who came to us as well about a locked account, and they ended up getting it sorted out. And I think I seen you tagged or maybe on one of them. I think there's still a bunch of people outstanding on those types of issues, but it shows you the network and the Veve fam, the tightness of the Veve fam, and they can't ignore it. Like when something comes up that's maybe not just or something that the community really rallies behind, it's something that they've shown they can't ignore, and they always usually address it or come up with some way to talk about it. And the perfect example is airdrops. And We've both been burned by these airdrops, Hinano.
Oh man,
Our-
it's a touchy subject for me.
Our channel
I love
knows,
Veve, but that's a touchy subject.
they know my thoughts. I don't know. I'm
They
sure
know my thoughts too.
a lot of people have seen your story with the Battlestar, and there's a lot of people in the same boat on that one. So it looks like that's going to happen. And anytime somebody brings it up and people talk about it, Alex is there responding or saying something because he knows that we're all in this together. We're all helping to support the project,
and it's not his fault, you know.
No.
And unfortunately, he was one of the guys I really wanted to talk story and have a conversation with at Decon, but that man was so busy just keeping the lights on over there that you know, just watching him work, like he's the cog that makes everything move, in my opinion. You know, not to toot his horn or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, but yeah, all love and respect to that guy for sure.
Especially when it comes to in-person events or keeping the community, like doing. I was on the Don't AMA, his 1 year anniversary on Friday, and I told him, I said you don't even have to do this. You're doing this to keep the community together. You're not getting paid for it, and it's something that we really appreciate. So definitely, I know that he's the face that you get to yell at when something happens or goes wrong, because you got to remember, it's because he's responding to your issue. Like if he didn't say anything or didn't get involved in these issues, you might not have that hatred or anger towards him. Maybe it would be somebody else, but because he's the one who comes in and tries to calm you down sometimes or justify, and a lot of times I think he gets a lot of the hatred or whatever, but it's never
gets a
like
lot
that.
of heat.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of heat,
and he deals with it. So I mean, you gotta appreciate that. So I mean, this is something like I just wanted to bring up that point because it shows how strong the fam is and like the relationship. Like when that happens to you, I'll tweet it out for you, no problem. You like there's things that we want to make sure that we are able to like we want things to be done the right way as well, and that's like the backbone of this channel. You've seen it throughout history. All of our VV is going to 0 videos are rooted on issues that were in the project when we had bots, when we had off-app gems. All these things that we were noticing and we were trying like, listen, look at this. This is telling you what's happening because of this. So that was the whole point. Some people get it. Some people don't. They read the title, they walk away.
And that's what I love about this channel. I mean, because you guys bring truth to light, and I appreciate that. And then you guys you have analytics as well. You guys analyze things. You guys use numbers. It's not ponies and rainbows when it comes out to the superstars. You know, you guys are actually, you know, hitting the ground running, and you guys are also at the ground level with us. That's the one thing I noticed about you guys at Decon. You know, as long as everyone else, like, you know, my collectibles and everyone else of that term, but you guys actually invite the ground level to your channel, you know, and I respect that, you know, because I really feel like the community should be more involved, and I'm happy that you guys get them involved, and I'm happy that you stand up for the community. You know, it's a rarity that I see that, and so I commend you guys for that, and I appreciate it too, and I'm glad to be a superstar.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's not Hinano's FA on the channel. If you guys go back and look at some of our Decon fun, you will see Hinano very, very excited.
My
in that video.
That was an interesting FA to say the least. You know, I purposely said the least amount in that just because of where I was and the state of mind that I was in.
But it was a fun time that night.
Yeah, we all had a good time. You know, it was the after party. We had a good time. It was a good laugh.
So I mean, I really appreciate you guys coming through, coming on the channel. The whole purpose was because you guys are open. You guys are an open book. You guys are welcoming to all. And people who are obviously going to be polite and respectful. But I enjoy the pod myself, and I want to use whatever platform I have to give some type of exposure to that, because I think that the people who watch this channel will thoroughly enjoy what you guys are doing over there. So I hope you guys keep it going. You guys don't stop, and I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to enjoy it. And let me pull it up one more time here.
Let me add to that, Joe, before we sign off here. Anybody that wants to be on the podcast, shameless plug, message us. You know, we've got an interesting lineup coming up. I think you folks will be surprised with the the lineup of guests that we have scheduled and planned, and you might even trip out who might pop in, and we're very, very secretive on who we get on the podcast because I'm a big believer in surprise. So I don't think anyone would have thought Fro Ecomi would have came on the podcast, and actually, and Fro Ecomi and I, we've been messaging for a few months now, and I always see him on the Twitter feed. That is a guy, Joe, that maybe you should get on the channel one day. He is such a pleasure to talk to. I mean, whenever that guy speaks, he literally he's moving. He's very moving. Like when Dee and I did that interview, we had goosebumps the entire time we did the interview. I mean, like there were times where that man just made me drop my jaw when he opened his mouth. And he's so humble. And tomorrow we drop his second part, and that's why we did two parts. The conversation was just so good that I wanted the community to really get to know this guy, and you'll get to actually know him more tomorrow. And I hope Veve tunes into tomorrow's podcast, not for likes or anything like that, just because he talks about Veve in the podcast. He talks about David, the team, and you guys are going to want to hear what he has to say, because what he has to say is it's beautiful. Yeah. I really enjoyed episd 2.
I can't wait.
And I hope you guys enjoy more to come, because
we're
going to try our best to get it out. We're a mom and a dad, and we also have day jobs, and we're actually really busy in real life jobs, but this is kind of like a passion for us now, and we're going to try to put out as much as we can for you folks.
Perfect. I'm very excited for that follow up. I mean, I couldn't get through the first part fast enough. It was so entertaining, and I just love the casualness, like you said, on that pod. So, and Fro's one of my favorite follows on Twitter as well. I mean, he's a talent. He's a master in that creative space as well. I don't know if it was him or if it was Ed when you guys started like dressing us up in tutus and stuff. Was it you guys?
No, it was me. I think it was a combination, but it was Dog and myself that was kind of like dressing you guys up. I think we put you on a skateboard or something like that.
It was getting ridiculous. Like I was trying to find it the other day, but I don't know. Like Twitter took it down, or I don't know. I only seen like one. It was with the fanny pack, with the fanny pack, and you kept adding to it, right?
Well, it was Rob's stuff that wanted a fanny pack on you, and just so happens I saw his tweet, and I'm like, I'm going to put a fanny pack on you. So
incredible.
And full disclosure, I run a fanny pack here in Hawaii. It's very useful and very utilitarian. So don't knock the fanny pack. You need the fanny pack,
especially, but. Fanny pack. I mean, we got to have superstar fanny packs coming out or something, because it's something that, like you said, your pockets are free. You know what I mean? You don't have any bumps or any bulges, and it's comfortable. So I don't know. I think Rob Stuff just wanted his own fanny pack, and that's what it was all about.
You need to make him a superstar fanny pack with superstar colors and a big star with his name on it right in the front.
I think he would have. Then he's like obligated to wear that, right? Because if you make it for him.
Yes.
No, we love Rob. He's one of our first friends,
first
friends in the space, and really appreciate all the content he's doing. Now he's doing a bunch of HRO. Oh, look at that! There you go. See, so I'm not alone anymore. This all started because I took a picture with Pudding Cheeks, by the way, and I had my fanny pack on. I was on vacation. But then I was like, you know what? This is a good look. I saw the picture. I think it's a good look. I should start doing this more often. But I got roasted on Twitter. Yeah. Nobody was a fan.
It's gonna trend now. Watch.
Yeah, I think so. I think we can make it trend. But like I said, guys, definitely go check out the podcast, The Real Uncommon Podcast. Follow The Real Hinano on Twitter and the one and only _, right? Is there underscore?
Yeah. The one and only _.
Can I say one more thing, Joe? Real quick. I kind of wanted to give a shout out to Superstar Rob. We miss you a lot, man. And I know you're going through some stuff, and just know that the Veve fam, along with your fam here in Hawaii, we got you. We're behind you 100%. Nothing but love and sending prayers and all support your way, man. We look forward to your return.
Yeah, no, appreciate that, and I'm sure Rob will appreciate it. I know he's going to be watching, so thank you for the kind words, and everybody in the comments. I mean, yesterday actually Rob got to respond to some of the comments, and he's been in Discord a bit. It's just the timing thing doesn't work out because he's been spending his nights dealing with his stuff, and then daytime I'm at work, and he's working as well. Like he's trying to get his work done too. So really, really hard time for him right now, but he's working through it, and we got our fingers crossed for everything going on over there. But I know one thing that he would want me to make sure that I did not forget, and that is the standing ovation for you guys. So thank you guys so much for coming on the channel.
Thanks, man.
Really, really fun time. And yeah, like you said, maybe I get Fro Ecomi, some more community members who maybe don't have YouTube channels, but great opinions and great personalities to come through, because this is fun. Like, look, we've talked 45 minutes and it felt like 5 minutes. So
time flies.
And Joe, we would love to get you on the pod too one day. I would love to crack open Joe and see what your story is all about.
100%. I would talk story with you guys. I love that line, by the way. I'm gonna start saying that.
Talk story. Yeah.
No, really appreciate it. And like I said, the best part of Veve, the best thing you can get on Veve is these types of relationships, these types of friends, because like I said, everything can go to zero, and we're still gonna have each other, and we don't plan on letting you guys go anytime soon. So if you guys haven't already, don't forget. Become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we post. You can also become a VIP, $2.99 a month. Hit the join button down there. You get a star next to your name. They both got them. They both got stars next to their name. First dibs on merch. Advertise for you. Post all our buys and sells spreadsheets. Star in the universe coming up in 5 days. Guys, thank you guys so much for coming on the channel. Thank you, everybody who watched. Please leave some positive comments for them. Go follow their podcast. Do all that great stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.